Hey y'all, Sweet Summer Sim here, aka Derica. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. Today's speed build is the D house in our Alphabet Challenge Tiny Home Edition series, and this one is a base game only build. It is on a 30 by 20 lot, and I built it in Newcrest, right next door to my 30-minute build challenge home. So if you guys have not seen that video, I will link it below. But I love this home. It is for a single sim with his little dino kid child, who is inspired my IRL dino kid. So this lot, actually, this was my second attempt at this build, because the first one I apparently deleted the first half of the footage that I had. So I started over, and I think it worked out for the best because I really enjoyed the final look of this build. With it being base game, I usually have a hard time with making base game builds look a little bit more modern, and I think I was able to achieve that with this here. I used, grays and browns, and I mixed in a little bit of stone with the woods, and I really enjoy how this build came out. Another thing that I did differently was I had the door on the side has a side entrance instead of being at the front of the house, and I put an above ground pool in the backyard. Like, I just thought I was so clever here. But anyway, I really love how it came out. Right now I am just deciding on the roofing and the exterior colors and the windows and everything. I will say that the D, like the circle part of the D, I really had a little bit of a challenge with, because it was just mostly curved walls. And curved walls are a little bit tricky. I'm getting the hang of it by this time. But it is still a little bit tricky. I wish we had a few more windows and doors that were compatible with curved walls, but whatever. I rose to the challenge and made it happen, and I really like this house. As y'all can see, I'm trying to settle out that little side entrance area. I initially wanted the door off to the side, but I wasn't able to find a door there. Place a door there and keep the foundation. I really wanted the foundation, but we can't get the stairs on those rounded corners, so I kept it off to the side, and I really enjoyed how it turned out. For the colors on the outside, I used like this little gray stone and like black accents, and then that little pop of beige with the stone, not stone, the wood trim of the wood wallpaper that I used on the second level of the house. I don't work on the landscaping until the end, so we are just about going to go inside the house. I cannot wait for you guys to see the inside. The D part, normally I would have carved out the little circle for the D, but I didn't this time just to give myself a little bit more space. But within the circle part of the D on the first level, it is the kitchen, the living room, and a small little dining area. In the stem of the D, there's a bathroom, a hallway area, and the father's bedroom. And on the second floor, the circle part is the dino kid's room. I really like the idea of dad making his son's room the biggest one in the house. He needs space for all of his dinosaur trinkets and all his little sciencey trinkets. He has to make sure the kid is set up to enjoy his interests and prepare for his future. So a little bit about the sims that I had in mind for this. The dad is a history professor. I was thinking at Brightchester. He spends a little time, probably some online classes, and maybe teaches in person, maybe does exams in person and everything a couple of times a week, so that he is able to, to be home with the kiddo. The kiddo is really, really into dinosaurs. There are dinosaurs everywhere. He talks about dinosaurs all the time. He wants to watch things about dinosaurs all the time. He wants to buy books from libraries about dinosaurs all the time. And he also has an interest in sciences, so he does like have a little science table. I was thinking he would probably pursue some kind of science career, or maybe something like archaeology or something like that. I don't have the jungle adventure pack, but I do think archaeology is in there. So if there is a skill for that, that would be something that would be cool, to add in the house. Right now, I am finishing up on the floor plan. The floor plan actually came together pretty good for me. I didn't really have a hard time until I got in the into this area to decorate, and was like, wait, how am I gonna work with these circle walls and prepare a kitchen space? But anyway, I was able to work it out, and we are now just laying out the basic necessities in the house. I did build this before we got that big old base game update, so I didn't get new swatches for the living room chair that we have here, but that's just an opportunity for me to use it again in another build with those brand new colors that we got. But either way, I love how it looked. I think the living room space, although it is small, I think it like looks really neat and clean, and actually has like a little bit of fun pattern and textures. I do go back and add a little bit more clutter and detail decor at the end. I really loved the idea of having this like little windowed area between the living room and the kitchen. I've seen that in homes before, and I thought it was a fun way to open up the space a little bit more in the house. So I think that's a little bit dated, but I think it fit for the home here. The kitchen was really small, but I did play test this. I do play test all my builds, and this one is already up on the gallery, so if you guys are interested, go ahead and grab it. My EA ID is just a sweetsummersim on the gallery. Right now I am working on just laying out the basics of everything we need. I will say that the bathroom is the most basic thing ever. It is just mostly white and some browns and beiges. I don't even think I kept in me cluttering up the bathrooms, just because it's nothing fancy. It's very simple. You can go in there and do what you need to do, but I think that the space worked out. I put carpet in the bedrooms. I usually like putting woods or tiles throughout the house, but I think it's realistic to have carpets in the bedrooms. I really wish we would get a new update on the base game swatches for the carpet, because they either are they could be better. We could get more options. I would love more options. This little hallway area, I just use it as an opportunity to put just a little bit of personal decor. I put the little soccer photo you get as a career reward, and I put the stack of books that is functional as a bookshelf here, and just a little plant. I tried to make this space look lived in, and I tried to make it look like a guy did it. I tend to lean a little bit more girly, but I know we just had two masculine Sims in this house, so I tried to reflect that here, and I do think I ended up pretty good with it. And I didn't go stereotypical colors. I usually think dark colors and everything when it comes to a guy. And speaking of, we are in Dad's room. As I mentioned, Dad is a history professor, so I have a lot of books laying around in the house. I have a lot of aged pictures, little portraits of figures, pictures of old architecture and maps like that. I think the base game pictures is kind of like good with that. Like you can tell a story based on the pictures that we have there. So I think that was like a really nice touch for me to do. And the dad does have a TV in his room. It's the only TV in the house, and I just realized that maybe I could have put a TV in the kiddo's room, but he has his science table and he has his dinosaurs. Maybe when it came to like a teen, I think if I were in gameplay, I don't usually get computers for kids because their desk space they need it for homework, and I usually don't put a computer at a kid's desk. But I think if he was like aging up into a teen, I would put a desk in there. But there is a computer in the house, which I haven't been able to get a computer in all of my tiny home spaces, so this one worked out really well. Like I pushed the limits. It's technically a small home, but but you do still get the tiny home lot benefits. I thought it was like clever putting those like little books on the end of the bed there, but as y'all can see in this room, I just kept it like gray and beige, so I still felt like it gives a masculine sim lives in there, but it's not like too stereotypical. They're still light colors. It's not all dark and whatnot. But the most bold color I got in the room was this little armchair, which I really quite like. I don't usually use that chair, but I really ended up really liking it. I think it fit really well for the dad, and y'all can see me stacking up those books. I tried to resize them, stack them on top of each other, add a little extra flower. I know you do have the book nook kick. They have nice like little stacked books, but I was able to make it work here, and I used tool to kind of get things into a little bit better place. But I think we're just about done in here. Yes, that I added the last little key area there, and we are working on this little office space. I kept it really simple. I was thinking that the dad, he would like grade paper here. He would probably conduct his like online classes here in this space, respond to student and faculty emails. And in the corner, I think I put the little like ancient, I end up putting the little, I think it's called like tomes, like ancient tomes or something. I know that was updated in the recent base game update that we got, which I don't know if I've already said this, but I really appreciate the update. We needed those swatch updates. We needed those curtain swatch updates. We needed it all. Anytime we have a base game update, I'm like super excited. So I am working on something that is base game and highlights the artist studio kit that was recently put out. I did get both the kits. I got the nursery kit and I got the artist studio kit, and I'm really a fan of both of them. I know I really wanted something like the artist studio kit for a while, so that was like right on time and just absolutely perfect. But we are out into the outdoor patio area. I kept it very simple here. It's just a grill, 4-seater table, and I think I just put a little plant out there, and I did edge the space here with what are those planter boxes, and I think they gave it like a lot of personality outside, and just it's really fun to look at. I really like how it looks. Like I really love that base game planter box, and using it over here on these half walls really gave this outdoor area like a little unique look, I think, and would be fun for the dad. And maybe dad comes out here with like some of his professor friends, or with the kiddos in the summer times to grill and just enjoy the outdoor space. I really like the seasons in Newcrest, so I think it would be a good time out there. But we are finally into my favorite room, the little dino kids room. There is a lot of dino stuff in the base game, so I was excited when I got dino as my prompt for a D. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that because they have a lot of dinosaur things. So we got the rug, all the little dinosaur stuffed animals. I think one of them is like technically a dragon, but he's a dinosaur today. I noticed that a lot of the colors were like orange and blue, so I think I just used like orange, blues, and greens. Um, and I tried to do like little different versions of the stuffed animals just to kind of play up the idea that the kid has dinosaurs everywhere and he is obsessed. So I had the little height chart, those little decals. I was hoping that we had a few more dinosaur outlines, but those two really worked out in the space that I was able to get them in. I think I used the same wardrobe that I used in a dad's room. Like, that is the best wardrobe in the base game, and I try not to overuse it, but I did use it twice in this house. But they're like, the colors are really different, so I don't think you will even notice if you download this house. I don't know if I mentioned that this House of Them gallery is playtested. My EA ID is sweetsummersim. I can't remember if I said that, but it's there. It's true. Y'all see me like trying to get a little bit fancy with the tool mod. Like, I tilted this little triceratops thingy over just to kind of give a little bit more personality to the dinosaurs in the room. I put like the little triceratops, and I think I like downsized another one of the bigger, I downsized that little thing there, gave a little bit more color, but I think it worked out really good. I added in a little science table and like your little award ribbons on the wall. So my idea was that the kiddo participates in a lot of science or activity fairs, and is rewarded well for it. So I really wanted curtains in this room, but I really didn't like the base game curtain options that we had at the time. But in the new update, I know I'm gonna be using curtains that I never use in this game, and I am so excited to do that. With the new like announcements, I don't know, have y'all seen that they confirmed that the Sims movie is true and is happening? Like, I'm so excited for that. And it seems like we're not getting like a Sims 5, but we're gonna have Sims 4 for a lot longer, and they're gonna do a lot more updates. So I'm pretty optimistic about that. I'm a more optimistic person in general. So I'm optimistic about that, and I hope that it means a lot of new fun things to one of my favorite games in the world. Y'all, we are back downstairs. I did add this little seating area downstairs. I always like to just have a formal like seating space. I usually have to like force the Sims to sit there, but I really like family gameplay, and I think families should sit at a table and eat together. But we are adding little trinkets into the kitchen. I added some things on top of the half walls, little salt pepper shakers, cookie jars, little plants. I would like a little bit more kitchen decor in the base game, but I do know they have like a couple kits with more kitchen decor, but the base game could use something, a few more things that are a little bit more modern. But it worked out. We only have this one countertop space for cooking, but I did test it out. It works. And over on this wall, I did end up having to go back in and delete the window and move over this little pan and a shelf area that I made because it blocked the kitchen, it blocked the refrigerator, which that kind of like doesn't make sense to me because you can't interact with those things with that shelf or anything. But anyways, I did have to move it over and delete the windows, but I think it was like a nice little touch and a way for them to get a little bit of extra space and storage for the things that they need to cook with in the house. But we are adding those little paintings here, and this little side table and this boat. I did have to change how I placed that boat because it disappeared when I placed it with the tool that way, but I did go back in and fix it, and it stays, and it is very cute. I really think that I was able to get across the idea of the dad's career and interests shown out throughout the house. And I think we're putting on the final finishing touches inside the house. I add those little pillows from that event reward that we had a few weeks ago. And speaking of rewards, I know we have the new it's like a gameplay event reward with the Grim Reaper, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. I usually kind of avoid the Grim Reaper because my Sims have a fear of death in a heartbeat. Like, they see Grim Reaper and it's over. I never have a Sim that's just like, oh yeah, he's a cool guy. But I'm actually excited about having to do, or potentially doing a gameplay reward event. So we'll see what it's like. I don't know if I'll record that, but I'll definitely be playing it because I do build a lot. But when I do actually get to do some gameplay on my own, I would actually like to do gameplay again on my channel. So I don't know if you guys have any ideas or anything y'all are interested in seeing, let me know. But right now we are working on the landscaping. For the landscaping, I kept it the colors are like greens, white, and lavender. I may have added like a little bit of pink in the backyard, but for the most part I just like green, white, and a lavender. And I really loved how that turned out. I did outline the landscape I outlined the landscape areas to have like a little trim, and I really liked how that looked. Usually I try to put the terrain paint on there, just terrain paint dirted, but having a border on them was really cute, I think. And I yeah. Now I'm just adding out a couple of trees. Like, I always have like a few trees in my yards. Like I'm from Georgia, and like it's typical to have trees trees in your yard. I know it's true in other spaces, but that is my experience. So I like to have trees in the yards, at least like 2 to 3 in the yard, to make it look a little bit more natural. But yeah, we are in the backyard. In the backyard, I do end up putting an above ground pool, and I only put in the monkey bars. Like, I wish we had a base game swing set. Like, that would be perfect. Maybe we'll get that in an update one day. Who knows? Because of the things I'm hoping that they have planned, I really would like to see some more updates for kids in the base game. But yeah, I only did that monkey bar. I did consider the rocket ship or the pirate ship that we have in the base game, but they are just like so humongous, and I really did not want that to take over the whole backyard. But I like putting things for kids in the backyards because it's fun when their little friends come over and knock on the door to hang out. Like, it's fun to have something for them to do together. So I do believe we are coming up on the end of the build. So thank you guys so much for the recent love on my 100 celebration, or my 100 subscriber celebration video. Like, y'all really snapped. Like, I'm so much closer to 200 than 100 at this point. But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. I hope you guys enjoy the pictures, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.